Hi everyone, welcome to day 27 out of 30, posting video every day on YouTube for 30 days. Today I have a special treat for you. This is going to be 3 mistakes that stopped me from living my dreams sooner. I have them written down, and there's an overarching theme for all of this. And if you're not going to listen, you're gonna have to click out the video. You're gonna have to go do something else. You're better off scrolling or doing something pleasurable, because this is not going to get you any output unless you listen and you internalize what I'm saying. And I could have been living my dreams 5 years ago, but because I was doing this one thing, I was not able to do it. So there's 3 mistakes under this theme. And the theme is giving your life away to other people. Giving your life away to other people. What does that mean for you? It means giving your resources away to other people, needlessly, endlessly. What is your resources? That is your time. That is your presence. That is your personality. That is your knowledge. Are you giving people advice when they never asked for it? Are you asking people if they need help with something and you're behind on in aspects of your own life? Are you doing something for someone else and you didn't even do your laundry? What are you doing that you are putting other people first and you second? Every time you put other people first and you second, you are actually doing everyone around you a disservice, because you are becoming someone of need and no one is going to come and help you. But you are going to become a burden on society. Yeah. If you do not take care of yourself, you don't take care of your needs and your wants, you're going to get miserable. You're going to get resentful. And guess who has to deal with it? Everyone else, because you won't take care of yourself. So the first out of the 3 mistakes is people pleasing. Doing things for others over yourself. So putting other people before you. And wanting what they want you to want rather than wanting what you want for yourself. And this is hard because if you were trained to put other people before you, you are not even going to realize the minuscule and tiny ways that you put other people first and you don't put yourself first. For example, you can be in the middle of doing something for yourself and someone asks you, "Oh, can you do this for me?" And you drop everything you're doing and you go and do that thing. No matter how small the thing is. You didn't finish what you were doing for yourself. What is that? At that point, you are a slave to what other people say and tell you to do. If you're willing to drop what you were doing for yourself immediately, without hesitation, without thinking, to go and do something for someone else. And another question to ask is, are you being manipulated? If you don't go and do something for someone, why are they making you feel bad? So that eats away at you, and then you end up doing for them so that you don't feel bad or you don't get hurt in some kind of way. That's manipulation. That happened to me. So really think about this. In what ways do you put others first and you second? And it can show up really in the tiniest ways. So for everyone, this is going to look different. You're going to have to reflect in your life, where is that coming up? Is it coming up with your partner? Are you thinking about what they would want or what they would like from you instead of being in your truth and being who you are, or being honest with them? Where are you avoiding being yourself? That question can help you map out where this is happening, where you are people pleasing and where you are putting yourself last. Because if you're not first, you are last. Because it's you and then there's everyone else. So it's either everyone else is first, then you, or you, then everyone else. There's no in between. So the second mistake I made in the theme of giving my life away to other people is blaming other people for your circumstances. Even if someone put you in the circumstance that you are in, nothing somebody does will ever take away agency from your own body, unless they have literally handcuffed you and you cannot move. You still have agency over your body and over your mind. And this is hard for people to understand because, in a way, if you are a victim, you want to understand the situation, what is happening. But if you stay there, if you identify with victim, it is such a dangerous space to be. If you are a victim, that means someone is above you and you are underneath. Someone is above you, you're underneath. See, there's a pattern here. With people pleasing, someone else is first and you're last. If you're a victim, someone is the oppressor and you're the victim, you're underneath. In both of these circumstances, you have agency to put yourself first. And, if you been through a circumstance where you became a victim, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about in the particular circumstance. I'm talking about staying a victim and blaming other people for you being a victim when the circumstance is over. The period of time has passed. Now you can recover and you can heal, but anyone will tell you who is fully recovered and fully healed that they are no longer a victim. They don't see themselves as a victim because it's impossible. When you reach that point, when you have completely healed and you are at the next level of your life, you don't keep going, well, someone did this to me, or this is why I ended up here, or my whole life this, or I grew up like this, or I made out, or you can even be a victim to yourself. Oh, I did this and now I'm a victim to my own circumstances. You still have agency over yourself. Those times have passed. You cannot blame your past anymore. You can't. Because you're here now. You have right now. What are you going to do with right now? Are you going to take it and turn it into you being a victim and push it to the side? Or are you going to say, you know what? I hate being a victim. No one enjoys being a victim, truly, truly, truly. If you desire more, you probably hate being a victim. So it's time to look at that in a new way and see how blaming other people, blaming your past self, blaming your environment, blaming a circumstance, it's not going to move you forward. Recognizing what happened and understanding can move you forward. Staying and blaming is not going to move you forward because you're giving someone else power and agency over your life. You're giving the past you agency over your life. You're giving your past mistake agency over your life. You're giving your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your ex agency over your life. You're giving something that has already happened agency over your life. You're saying, here, I'm a puppet, here's my strings, you can do whatever you want. You can just make me miserable. Just pull these strings and I'll be miserable. I'll remember I'm a victim and that you did this to me. Why? Why are we torturing ourselves, guys? I know if you are watching this video, you don't actually want that for yourself. And all it takes is recognition. You know what? Maybe it's like time. I probably shouldn't be blaming people, my past, over and over again if I want to move forward, because you can't have both. Just think about it. A lot of these realizations and these integrations to changing and becoming a different person, it doesn't happen suddenly. It happens with slowly realizing, slowly thinking differently. So that's my goal when I tell you guys these mistakes. And number 3, mistake that stopped me from living my dreams sooner. Waiting for someone to give a crap. Waiting for someone to care. Hey guys, I'm a victim. Guys, this happened to me. I know. Guys, I did this. I went through this. Does anyone care? Does anyone care? This is what will happen. And this is just the truth. People will say they're sorry. People will expend their resources. They'll give you money. They will give you a pat on the back. But no one is going to take you out of that circumstance that you are willingly in right now. Because they don't care. Understand that no one cares. And that's really hard to hear. It's devastating to hear. But there's something that comes out of that. When you realize no one cares, is that you have to care. You will care. There's a switch that immediately goes off in your mind. You're like, wait, no one cares? I care. I care. I give a crap about what happened to me. I went through that. I suffered. And immediately you want to get out of that suffering. You don't go and you blame someone. No one cares what happened to me, like this happened, or past me did this, or this was my circumstance. You have to go internally and say, you know what, Leia's right. No one cares. And if no one cares, I'm going to care, because I went through all of that on my own. I saw that. I went through every second of it. I was there for myself. Every single second of your suffering, of your victimhood, you were there. So you should care. You should put yourself first. If you even think about it logically, why would someone else take care of you, look out for you in the way you're supposed to be looking out for yourself when only you know what you went through? Only you know that pain. The reason you can't wait for someone to care is because everyone is very busy with their own story. They're either busy being miserable or they're busy living their best life. You know, I'll be honest with you. I don't see anyone living an in-between life. I see people who are miserable, and then I see people who are wildly happy and successful. And that's it. There is no middle. I think the middle is a lie. Because if you're pursuing your dreams, there's a transition period, but you're not miserable. Maybe the transitions are hard or they're painful, but your whole entire life as a whole is not miserable. But people who are people pleasing, worried about what other people think, doing what other people want them to do, they do not have it in their field of vision to care about what happened to you and what you went through and your life. They're not going to care. And the people who are living their best life, this is what they're going to say to you. They're going to tell you, hey, if they're like my mentor, she said she encourages me, she brings me up. People are living their best lives. If you encounter them while you're miserable, which is pretty rare, like you would have to literally pay to be in their circle, you would have them, they are lifting you up to their level. But if you tell them, I went through this, this, and this, and this happened to me, they're going to say, they're going to have empathy for you, the baseline empathy that all humans have, and the baseline understanding, which is respect. They will respect what happened. But then they're going to bring you up with them. They're not going to let you be where you are, because being a victim is wasting time. Giving your life away to other people by waiting for them to come to you or by doing things for them constantly is never going to get you the life that you want. It's just not. You know, I'm thinking about what I said. I mean, that was my 3 mistakes. So, if that's what you were here for, then there you go. But I was thinking about what I said about how people are just either miserable or they're living their best life. Because if you're living your best life, you purposely cut out anything that could ruin that. You don't even let the smallest bit come into your life and infect you. Because that wouldn't mean you're living your best life anymore. And you know, I want to see how true that is. And as much as I don't want to admit that, as much as I think that I'm living my best life, I think there are some parts of it that are a little miserable. Because I'm not believing in myself all the way. And it reminds me of that Gorilla song. My future is coming on. There's a transition period, and I'm in that transition period right now. But if you extend that transition period where you are transforming, you can revert back to just being a victim. So don't do that. When you realize these things, take action and move forward. propel yourself with this information. And when you're transforming, when you're changing, there might be pain, but there's a satisfaction in that. You know, tomorrow will be different. All right, you got this. Keep looking internally. Keep picking yourself up. Keep being real with yourself and honest. The journey of authenticity requires honesty. It requires the truth. It requires reflection on your insides. A few days ago, I did share in a letter I wrote to God, where I talked about my insecurities. I talked about my shortcomings. I was completely honest, and I gave him everything that was holding me back, and I asked for help. And that changed my life. That way of bringing up all the negativity in me and just giving it to the world, to the universe, to God to deal with, and owning what I want and moving forward in that. Using that letter as a self-reflection tool really changed my life. Writing letters to God has changed my life. Turning my problems into prayers has changed my life. If you want to read that letter, I'll leave a link below. You can get the letter, and there's a template for you to fill out. It's totally free. Totally free. Go try it out. Fill out the thing. Fill out the little document in Google Docs. Make a copy for yourself. Fill it out. And I also attached the letter I wrote to God in there. It's extremely vulnerable. And I bet a lot of people can relate to it. My goal when I am very vulnerable with you guys is that I touch someone and I reach a point of understanding in them. All right, let's go live our best lives. Use the tool. I'll link it down below for you. Bye-bye.